Coming from Reuters, Israeli website creator Wix.com cuts 1,000 jobs, citing strong shekel and, of course, AI. Because in the modern world, in 2026, you always have to blame artificial intelligence for something. So I think this is an interesting story because this is starting to show you the real macroeconomic forces that are leading to layoffs. So this is one of my arguments for a long time now, is that so many of the layoffs that we've been seeing for the past year or so have exceptionally little to do with artificial intelligence. Not that AI isn't forcing some layoffs, but, something like 5% of the number that we're actually seeing. And my big argument is that there are a lot of things going on in the macroeconomic environment that are forcing the layoffs. And artificial intelligence is just the way that executives basically pawn off the reason for why they're doing the layoffs. They're not doing the layoffs because they overhired during COVID. They're not doing the layoffs because we're in a god-awful economic environment that is only going to get worse. They're not doing the layoffs because, frankly, we're kind of plateauing with this whole era of technological development. And the fact of the matter is, we're not coming out with cool and exciting products anymore that are allowing these companies to hyperscale or blitzscale or whatever else. No, the reason that they're laying people off is because of artificial intelligence. But the reality is most of what we have seen up until this point in time, and most of what we will see for, I would argue, horseshoes and hand grenades, probably for about the next years, is really going to be around economic forces. And then after that, don't get me wrong, don't worry, I'm not forgetting about artificial intelligence. No, I'm just simply saying it's going to be like mid 2027, early 2028 is when we will actually see the true devastation of artificial intelligence. It is coming. It's just not quite here yet. And that's what's interesting here with Wix, right? So for SiliconDojo.com, I still have the platform up there. We use Wix.com. And basically Wix.com is, to call it a website builder really is to not do it justice, honestly, right? It's like a platform builder, right? So if you go to SiliconDojo.com, we have self-study classes on there. There's like a blog thing on there. There's a membership platform on there. There's an e-commerce platform. Basically, the concept is you go to Wix and you pay your $20 or $40 a month, and you have this all-in platform, so people are able to build sites, be able to build platforms and that type of deal. And honestly, I think it is actually a very good product. And so it's kind of curious to see here, though, is that with Wix.com, it is, in fact, an Israeli company. As many of my viewers will not stop reminding me, it in fact is an Israeli company. And the thing is in Israel, they don't use the US dollar. They use the shekel currency. And the curious thing is, over the past year, just 1 year, the Trump administration, the value of the US dollar compared to the shekel has absolutely plummeted, right? And so the problem that they're running into is they're paying their Israeli employees in shekels. They're getting paid in US dollars. US dollars are now worth fewer shekel. This just really sounds racist. I don't know. I'm of that generation of, like, when you say the word shekel, it always makes you feel like anti-Semitic or something. Anyways, the US dollars aren't buying as many shekels as they used to, and so the issue is the money the company is getting paid is worth less than it was, where they're still paying their employees basically the same amount as shekels. So it's simply getting more expensive to pay for their employees because of the differential between the currencies. I think this is going to be an interesting thing to look at over the next year or two as the complete economic disaster unfolds. We've had relatively stable currencies, for the past, 10, 15 years or so, like with many things, right? Certain things kind of stabilize, like previously, they've been all over the board, but in the past 10, 15 years, they've kind of stabilized just because that's how the macroeconomic forces are working. And one of the issues that you run into is that during, big economic disasters is that the value of currencies just go all over the place, and not necessarily in very sensical ways. Like it's not simply you sit there and you go, oh, okay, I understand what the the Japanese are doing, so I figure I can understand where their currency is going. I understand what Europe is doing, so I can figure out where their currency is going. One of the interesting things you run into is when things go wonky economically, like the values of currencies start going all over the place, and you can start to run into this problem where the money that you're getting paid to do work literally becomes less valuable. Like they're still paying you $40 a month for the service, but now that $40 is now the equivalent of $30 from last year. And all kinds of wackiness can ensue. So we go over and we take a look at this. Yeah, it's just Israel's Wix.com, which helps small businesses build and operate websites, is laying off 20% of its workforce, the CEO said on Thursday, citing the strong shekel versus the dollar and rapid evolution of AI. Again, you've always got to throw artificial intelligence in there, even if that's not really the problem. The shekel has appreciated nearly 30% against the dollar over the last year to reach a 33-year peak. That's the other thing to realize when economic stuff starts going sideways. Like there's this idea that, oh, okay, the economy kind of slowly goes up, or the economy kind of slowly goes down. One of the things that you realize with a lot of this economic stuff is it can happen shockingly quickly. A 1 year. Think about this if you're a CEO. Think about this if you're a CEO, if you're a CFO, right, of a global technology company. The main currency that you get paid in drops in value by 30% in 1 year, right? That is a hell of a blow to try to deal with. Let's see here. Quote, as the majority of our teams are Israel-based, a very meaningful portion of our costs are shekel denominated, while our revenue is largely dollar denominated, the CEO said in an X post. Quote, this creates a structural pressure on our ability to operate at our current scale. It is a reality that directly shapes what is sustainable for our company. That's going to be a big thing. What is viable? What can you actually survive? The CEO said AI was also a major factor. Wix had a headcount of 5,277 employees at the end of the first quarter, and the job cuts equate to around 1,000 people. Its NASDAQ-listed shares have slid nearly 50% so far in 2026. Israel's Manufacturers Association said the Wix layoffs were due in part to inaction by the government and central bank to address the stronger shekel. Quote, the economy's reaction to the dollar's crash is faster and more severe than we thought, it said in a statement. Quote, unfortunately, in the absence of any government action, industry and high tech will make decisions solely on an economic basis. Yes, companies are going to make decisions based off of trying to survive. Shocker, shocker. I do kind of think this is an interesting thing to be thinking about too with Israel, right? Most of the time when we talk about politics, we talk about how America screws everything up. And look, I'm an American. It is fun to laugh at American politicians. It's just a good old time. But I'm going to say something shocking. Here. Do you know other countries have politicians too? Do you know that politicians, like people, are basically the same all around the world, as in most of the time they're pretty crappy. Most of the time they're pretty crappy. Every once in a while they do something that brings a little joy to your heart, but that is not very often. I think one of the interesting things, if you've been following along with what's been going on in the Middle East for the past couple years, ever since October 7th, I do kind of think an interesting thing here is there actually has been an argument in Israel that the Israeli government has been too focused on warfare. What? Yeah, I know, it's shocking, but there actually has been a lot of argument over there that the Israeli government is hyper-focused on bombing the ever-loving shit out of people and not so focused on a lot of other things that are required in order to make their civilization actually be successful. And so what is kind of an interesting thing with this is they've been in constant warfare since October 7th, basically, and it looks like they're going to try to stay in constant warfare for a long time to come. And look, that is what it is. That's a whole discussion for another video, but it does appear that that's what they're looking to do. And one of the issues is, as I've talked about before, is there's only so many resources, there's only so much time, there's only there's only so much cognitive load anybody can deal with. So one of the problems that you run into with society is that when you hyper focus on one thing, such as continuous war, you don't necessarily have enough time and energy to focus on the other things like, industrial capacity. And so what's going to be kind of interesting to look at with Israel for the next couple of years is what fundamentally happens with their economy, what fundamentally happens with their industrial capacity as so much energy is sapped by, the other projects that they're doing. Let's just call it that. It'll be kind of interesting to see. Like one of the things we've heard from like Jensen Huang. Jensen Huang came out. NVIDIA is a proud supporter of Israel. Oh, Lordy. Not going there. But one of the big things, right, that basically, like Jensen Huang has said, that Israel is essentially the second home for NVIDIA. And what'll be kind of curious to see is over the next couple of years is like how viable that is. Like we saw this with Intel, right? So Intel was going to do the largest investment in Israelis' history into Israel to build fabs and do a lot of work. They were going to do, it was a lot. They were putting like $20 billion. It was like $40 billion. It was a lot of money that Intel planned to put into Israel, right? Everything, October 7th, everything blew up with Gaza, and Israel backed out of all of those plans. But the important thing to understand is they didn't back out of those plans because of Gaza. They didn't back out of the plans because of ethnic cleansing. They didn't back out of the plans because of genocide. They didn't back out of the plans because of basic humanity or whatever else. Intel backed out of the plans because Intel is a wee bit of a disaster, right? Whatever Intel's political opinions may be, right? Their own internal disaster trumped all of that, and so they had to pull out a lot of their initiatives that they were going to be putting into Israel. That's kind of interesting to me thinking about. Like with NVIDIA, a lot of the other tech companies that have done a lot of investment into Israel, there is actually an interesting question of, could Israel's industrial policy fall apart to such a degree that essentially, right, the economic environment drives out technology businesses in a way that the moral and ethical environment simply could not touch? It'll be a curious thing going forward. We're actually going to do a couple more videos on this. It's actually this whole thing is actually interesting. Do some Googling. Apparently, there are a lot of Israeli technology companies that are having real issues right now with the value of the shekel compared to the U.S. dollar, and there are a lot of other interesting things going on just with the Israeli tech community and Israel itself, and that there's actually a lot of resources leaving Israel because it's no longer as viable to run technology companies as it was, which, I don't know, again, it's all kinds of curious. It's fascinating. It's fascinating, or horrific ways. So anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think about Wix laying off 20% of their employees, 1,000 employees, not really because of AI. I mean, like, kind of, sort of, because you always have to say it's about AI, but not actually about AI. It's about the value of the shekel. What do you think about the value of the US dollar dropping by 30% compared to the shekel in 1 year? In 1 year. What do you think? What do you think about economic mismanagement having more of an effect on a country than their actual military posture? How do you think that's going to work out at the end of the day? Anyways, put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes and you want them on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, there's a link in the doobly-doo. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see you all later.